Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 11 of FTB Interactions. Let's start today off with some exploration. Remember that dungeon I've been saying we should do for like the last 7 episodes? I think it's time we did it. But, of course there's always a but, I want to do a few more preparations before we go. This is probably over preparing, but I've already put life bending on all my gear. A lot of my stuff was almost broken before. Now it's fully healed. However, what that means is that when I actually take damage, the gear absorbs the damage, but if it, rolls the damage proc on the gear, then I still take damage to heal it. So I still need regeneration. The easiest way I think to get semi-permanent regeneration is from a beacon. So a beacon, which for one does not require another star in this pack, that's really nice, with a Spectre Lens, and that will allow me to get the beacon buffs no matter where I am in the dimension. So I can make a regen beacon and have it give me regen anywhere in the overworld. So let's see about doing that. To make this though, I need ectoplasm, which requires killing a spirit. So that's why I have these splash harming potions on me. I need to go kill a mob, spawn a spirit, and then splash the spirit. Now, I also made a good bow. It's not a half bad bow. It draws quickly, shoots far. Apparently I can't aim. I'm shooting way over them, aren't I? No, I hit. Haha. And I shoot 2 shots ago. But anyways, I'm going to go kill a spirit to get some ectoplasm. I feel like the spirit spawn chance is inversely proportional to how many items you have in your inventory that can kill them. Hey, could you not? These trolls aren't that scary anymore because we can kill them pretty quick. But yeah, I've killed a whole bunch of stuff and I've seen 0 spirits. But when I don't have a splash potion of harming in my inventory, every other kill spawns a spirit, it seems. Maybe just my luck. Alright, I am a certified idiot. I spent a long time hunting for the spirits until I read the quest that says that it can also be summoned through the summoning altar. I should actually just look through this to see if there's anything else that particularly interests me. 3 ender chickens, eh? So no, there isn't. Alright, well anyways, let's just summon our spirit. What exactly was the recipe? Oh, that was the catalyst. Give that back. How do I get it back? There we go. Got it. And you go. Go? There we go. Did that not kill it? Good thing I have 2 more. Alright, we did it. Got 1 ectoplasm. That's all we need. Because once we get 1, for one, the quest gives us... Oh, it doesn't give us anything. But we can make the Spectre sapling. So... we should be able to turn this into that. Actually, I don't want to grow it here. This is in range of our tree beacon. On second thought, these grow really slowly and you can't bone meal them. So maybe I do want to enranger the tree beacon. I can just have the tree beacon auto-harvest it. I'll find a place to tuck it, I guess. Well, if there's anything I learned from that whole spirit hunting ordeal, is that the lifesteal on my sword, one of these is lifesteal, leech, is enough to actually keep me healed. So I don't need the beacon healing to do this, probably. I'm going to make some ladders so that I can get down there, and then we'll give this dungeon a shot. I'm sure it'll be easy. What's the worst that could happen? I want to give a shout out to an Astral Sorcery perk here. I took this one, Miner's Delight, places light sources close to you in caves. These light sources it places cannot be griefed by the mobs, so basically anywhere I walk, I don't even have to place torches. It'll light it up and make it so that, mobs won't be spawning behind me, which is nice. It means mobs are only spawning in front of me. I cleared about half of it and I came back to my base to unload just because my inventory got full, my chest got full. Nothing too spectacularly special so far, I think. However, while I'm here, I'm going to take the opportunity and make a block scanner for chest. That way I can scan for chests. So all I have to do is when I get back there, I can pop this scanner and it will highlight all the chests in the area for me. And apparently there's quite a few left down there. According to the minimap, I've more or less cleared out this dungeon. So I think it's time to look for loot. I've been grabbing most of the chests along the way, but as you can see, I've missed a whole bunch. I can just bust through the wall. And then once I'm done looting it up, we can see what our rewards for clearing all this is. So here's the loot from this entire dungeon, at least this run of it. I think almost all the good stuff came from the second half. There's a botanical fishery. What does this do? It fishes. Huh. Who'd have guessed, huh? But it says it's dungeon only loot. We have 4 whole thaumatoriums and some other Thaumcraft stuff. Nothing terribly special. Some weapons. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was worth it. It didn't cost me anything besides time, right? So, anyways, that's it for this dungeon. However, if we look up to the north there appears to be another dungeon. Let's go see what that's about. Never mind, it's just a mineshaft network. I'll probably explore it a little bit, but I don't think I'll linger too long. Well, that was fun. And in the time we were doing that, we have gotten a little bit of ectoplasm from our trees. These will slowly, passively generate it. I need to add new drawers, though, to hold, the new sapling types. That's easy enough. Let's see about turning this into a beacon. At this point, though, making the beacon is probably the easy part. The hard part is the all the iron blocks, or gold, or diamond, or emerald, or whatever. At first, I thought I might have a lot of emeralds from my emerald farm, the crap villager, but he only had 2 stacks of emeralds sitting under him. So I just harvested all that. So I'll probably have to go mining for more iron just to build the beacon. It's, what, a little over 2 stacks of blocks? So that's a little over 18 stacks of ingots. I have 3. Turns out I just had a tremendous amount of gold available, mostly because I don't really use it for anything, right? Like, nothing more or less uses gold right now, whereas everything uses iron and its derivatives. So we'll just make our beacon base out of gold. Fancy like that. Big moment. Aha. So what buffs do we want? We have strength and resistance from food, and I don't think these stack with it, right? Yeah, so we don't get... So we have to pick something other than strength or resistance. Yes, haste. We get... I thought we get 1 from each column. No, we'll get 1 from each side. Is that what it is? Alright, then we'll get haste and regen, I guess. And then if we put this here, does that link it to us? Where's my... there we go. Haste and regen. Haha, nice. And thanks to our, what's it called? Spectre Lens, we get to keep our buff no matter where we go, even if we're way out of the base. Right, we still have regen. As long as we stay in this dimension. So if we want another one for like the nether, which would seem reasonable, unfortunately that does mean we have to build another beacon there or move our beacon when we go to the nether. But that's fine. Anyways, let's move on to actually our project for today. So between episodes, I set up this thermal evaporator. Its purpose is to produce brine. Brine isn't strictly necessary at this point, but I want to make the gassy chicken. The gassy chicken is just a nice, easy way to produce various of these fluids, especially directly in the chemical reactor. These fluids, or all these like basic chemicals, can be extracted from the air, except maybe hydrogen, that comes from water, but the methods of producing them tend to produce other byproducts, whereas we can just produce them cleanly in the chemical reactor from a gassy chicken. So it's a very nice quality of life thing to just have. So we need, let's see, the brine I think was a necessary component in making cryothium, but we also need blizz powder. which is either from the drop or from making it in the chemical bath. I'm going to try to get it as a drop. So if you remember, I suspect blizzes spawn in cold biomes, right? So let's head over back up to here and see if we can find some blizzes. One of the worst parts about hunting for mobs here is that one of these mobs gives me this blindness effect. So it's not a long one, but it refreshes as long as he's near me. I think as long as he's looking at me, he gives me blindness. And I'll show you which mob it is. It's that one there. The little red guy, like he's about to make me blind now. You see, right as he looked at me, and it basically means I can't do anything as long as I'm near him. And there's a fair number of them around, so it's pretty obnoxious. Besides that, though, I mean, it's not difficult. I can fly over things because the multi-jump resets after a couple seconds of gliding. So I basically have flight. It's just that half the time I can't see. And the other half of the time I can see, it's a little washed out in the yellow dark vision color glass. I actually think I do have it. Ow. 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 Stop hitting me. What's hitting me? I don't even know what hit me. That hurt. Anyways, what dungeon? Let's loot it. And then I'll head back. I have enough blaze rods. I have 8 blaze dust total, which I think is enough. Never mind. I thought this was a land dungeon that just like spawned in the water and thus it'd be all washed out. But no, these spawners there, they're water spawners. And in fact, I have mining fatigue 3 from an Elder Guardian. So yeah, I'm leaving. With the gassy chicken taken care of, next step will be making the SMD capacitor. So last episode I talked about making this silicon rubber from, oh, what was the name of that thing? This one, polydimethyl siloxane dust. However, looking again at some of the recipes, there is actually something that silicon rubber and polyvinyl chloride are mostly interchangeable, with one exception. The advanced rocketry blocks explicitly only accept blocks of PVC, which means that no matter what we do, we're going to have to make PVC in, some quantity. It doesn't look like it's a tremendous quantity, but if we're making PVC, then we may as well not make this silicon rubber, at least until we have to later. So I guess we're going to have to make PVC. That's, I guess, where our gassy chicken comes in. Right? It can turn our vinyl chloride into polyvinyl chloride with oxygen. Actually, can we do better than that? Not without doing something weird. Anyways, unfortunately, we're not making ethylene anymore. I took down our ethylene making system, so I have to put that back up. There's no, tricky way to make ethylene, unfortunately, from a chicken. We have to mix ethanol with sulfuric acid, such as it is. So my setup here is kind of all over the place because I'm out of the good fluid conduits, the ones that let you run multiple fluids in one block space. So because so many of these processes have so many fluids involved, not having those underfluid conduits makes this somewhat of a mess. Anyways, the gist is we make sulfuric acid like before. This step's the same. Mix it with the ethanol. I think I'm still moving. Yeah, I'm moving the sulfuric acid over by hand. So I'm just coming here, grabbing. Where's my reservoir? A reservoir of it. Putting it over here, like so. A little bit left over. The ethanol is still made the same way it was before from our plant, from our brewery here. Then that mixes together to make ethylene. The dilute sulfuric acid I'm just throwing out for now. I'm not bothering with reprocessing it. Then let's see, I'm moving that by hand over to here where I'm mixing it with chlorine that comes from our brine. So we electrolyze the salt water from the brine for chlorine, which produces vinyl chloride. And this hydrochloric acid, I don't know what I'll do with it yet. At some point I'll figure that out. Then I'm moving that by hand yet again over to this chemical reactor where it mixes with the oxygen from our gassy chicken to make polyvinyl chloride. Lastly, you guessed it, move it by hand over to our fluid solidifier where, can I empty this somehow? Doesn't look like it, huh? Well, where I will, in 1 second, put it in there and turn it all into sheets. And then we can turn the sheets into plates later if needed. Lastly, the sheets get turned into foils in our bending machine with circuit 4. Was it? Did it used to be that there were two different machines for making plates versus, or plates versus sheets, thin sheets? Right, this used to be done in a foil mill, right? Because I swear the bending machine at one point did not use circuits. I hate machines that use circuits, but oh well. So while these components represent a lot of work to get, we also get a lot of them. This Strom box, mostly full of them, comes from, I think this was 2 stacks of carbon dust and 8 stacks of electrum wire, or like basically 2 stacks of electrum and 1 stack of carbon dust, which comes for free from, it comes for free from our centrifuging system, right? So that produces a whole Strom box full. In fact, it produces so many that I'm going to have to start storing them in caches. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of inventory space. Caches are like these barrels, except you can pick them up and move them. In exchange, they hold... Actually, they hold more, don't they? They hold 20,000 of an item instead of however many these hold. I wonder why barrels exist. Thinking emoji. We're now almost ready to make our advanced circuit parts and integrated processors. We have all the SMD components, the circuit board, the fine wire. All that's left are the CPUs. So both of these use these engraved CPUs. These are made by a CPU wafer and a MV cutting saw. So let's keep that in mind. We need a MV cutting saw or advanced cutting machine. And these are made on a precision laser engraver with wafers, also an MV one, although I think MV is the lowest tier. And these need wafers themselves, which are made from monocrystalline silicon boules, which is just a simple blast furnace recipe. However, this temperature catches my eye. Is this higher than what our coils go to? Right now we have... Oh no, we have 1800. Okay, I thought we had 1700 coils. This is conveniently just under 1800, probably by design. Cool. So let's make some of these monocrystalline silicon boules, gallium and silicon. The monocrystalline silicon boule takes forever to make. That's what, like 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes? I can't be bothered waiting for it. I know there's quests somewhere that reward us with the wafers. I just don't know where that quest is. It's one of these. So we're gonna hit the button. Ready? Hit the button. Hey, we got 48 of them. I knew there was somewhere. I put my entire inventory away beforehand so I could like find my stuff again. Which chest do these go in to never be found again? Let's put them in here. At some point, I will do something about our inventory problem. In fact, at some point pretty soon, I'll do something about our inventory problem. Wow, we got more than 1 iron chest worth of stuff, huh? Anything here catch my eye? Ooh, that's a good prism lens. Can we make these? I mean, we can make them, but we need a perfect crystal to make that. I like it. Now, wafers go into the laser engraver to get engraved. This process apparently also takes the better part of forever at 45 seconds each, huh? We can do better, but not until far later. All right, well, I guess 45 seconds each it is. The one thing about this is that one monocrystalline silicon boule actually makes like infinity CPUs, right? So one of these makes 16 wafers. Each wafer makes 1 integrated circuit wafer, and each one makes 8. Or no, we're not doing circuits, we're doing CPUs. So it's still 8. So it's 16, right? You get 2 stacks per monocrystalline silicon boule. So it's actually, while these do take, 7.5 minutes each, the yield is pretty high. Now I do need to provide this with our cutting fluid, but because it's just strictly better than our LV one, wherever that's hiding, here it is. I'll just yoink the cutting fluid out of this one. Turns out I was wrong about what part of this process takes forever. It takes 7.5 minutes to make a single silicon boule, but it takes 12 minutes to inscribe it, with the laser engraver. So that's actually the part that takes forever. I need 4 stacks of these to make our advanced circuit parts, make 64 crafts, or 4 stacks of advanced circuit parts. That should last us a fair bit. And then I need another 1 stack, I guess? Yeah, I need another stack to make integrated circuits, which are tier 2 circuits. So I need, what's that, 5 stacks total? I'm exactly halfway there. I need to do something else in the meantime, not just stare at this machine. I can't even accelerate it because I don't have the power to do so. This is already an MV process. So accelerating it makes it too power hungry. I guess I could work on power. You know what, how about, instead of complaining about things taking too long, I'll actually do something about it. So one of the big ways that we can, well, it'll combine nicely with what I'm planning on doing next anyways, which is make a logistics pipe network, both to unify our storage. So right now our storage is like a dozen-ish, maybe almost 2 dozen. No, it's actually more than 2 dozen iron chests and some other things scattered throughout the base. If I need to find something, it's kind of a disaster. Most of the time I look for something and it's like, well, let's say I'm looking for, I don't know, fine copper wire, right? Wow, typing is hard. I find copper wire, I search it, I hit T, and then I look at the particles. And apparently I have it spread between 2 chests for some reason. God knows why. And it's gotten to the point where it's a significant waste of time just to look for stuff. So my plan is to use logistics pipes to link all our inventories together as a unified inventory that I can view and browse together. So that if I need, find copper wire, we'll have basically our crafting table. We'll have like a list. It's like the AE crafting table, and we can browse from there. And it has auto crafting capabilities too. So if I wanted to order, say, advanced circuit parts, I can just place a request for it and have it recursively go through this list and hit up all the machines until it can craft the thing. So it can make it a lot more set it and forget it. Now, you still have to be careful how you use it, right? If you go request a central processing unit, it'll still take it like 5 minutes for it to get back to you. So you still want to batch craft, and then if you batch craft these, it'll take it an hour to get back to you. But you craft them ahead of time, so you're not waiting for them when you need them. Anyways, to that end, let's take a look at how logistics pipes are implemented in this pack. I noticed something different than usual. That is, these modules are chiseled from each other. Thank goodness. That's like such a godsend, because crafting these modules is normally one of the biggest pains in logistics pipes. There's they all have a slightly different recipe, but now what we can do is we can just carry item sync modules along on our inventory and then chisel them into the one we need when we need them. Now, logistics pipe still has some hassles, but we'll deal with them as we get there. I believe there's a quest line for it, so let's follow that. It's up here somewhere, right? In here? Logistics needs. Here we go. All right. So we start with the logistics power junction. This is like the power intake for it. It's what makes it work. Have you ever wanted to see an infernal furnace burping? This is what it looks like. I really love this steam alloy smelter because I can do that to it. And okay, fine. Maybe that was a few too many hits because my fluid extraction isn't quite that fast. But all these other machines, at most I can accelerate them once or twice. These I can go all the way, baby. Next up, we have to craft our chassis pipes. So these are like your functional pipes. You put modules into chassis to define what they do. Now, the recipe for it, however, is a little weird. And this is one of the new things with, 1.12 version of the logistics pipes. Everything uses, well, not everything, but most pipe components use a logistics programmer, and you have to load a pipe program into it. And that's kind of strange. So first you have to unlock your pipe programs. That's what this logistics program compiler is for. You put a disk in there, a programmer in here, and you have to unlock the chassis. So first I'd have to unlock chassis. And for some unknown reason, they decided the cool way to do it is to make you wait 10 minutes. So we're gonna use our time in a bottle to skip that. And then you have to compile and wait 10 minutes again, and then you can flash it onto your programmer. And now your programmer has the right metadata, or MBT data, whatever, to craft basic logistics pipes. Now this is just a tier 1. Tier 1 holds one module. you can upgrade it to make it hold more modules. And generally speaking, I like to, well, I tend to use like a bunch of Mark IIIs because they're flexible and not too expensive. As you get higher, like they start taking more components. Obviously, higher tier chassis do more stuff. Oh boy, do I hate this crafting system in logistics pipes already. So all these pipe or logistics programmers are used so that multiple different pipes can like share the same crafting recipe. So the result logistics pipe and the crafting logistics pipe both, have like 2 redstone, an FPGA, and a basic logistics pipe, right? But they're supposed to be differentiated by the logistics programmer. However, no matter what logistics programmer I put here, I get a result pipe instead of a crafting pipe. So I don't know if it's possible to make the crafting logistics pipe. I think you need a crafting table that can disambiguate recipes, but the whole point of this stupid logic programmer thingy is to not have to disambiguate recipes. Logistics pipes, I'm not happy with you right now. Anyways, if I can't find a way to deal with this recipe conflict, I'll just cheat in the crafting pipe, which is a shame because we're going to need like hundreds of these eventually. So I don't know, maybe I'll just like trade result pipes for crafting pipes or something. Alright, this is literally the strangest crafting behavior I've ever seen. So right now, using a crafting logistics pipes programmer, I get the result pipe. That's clearly wrong. If I put this one here, a request pipe, I still get the result. Also clearly wrong, because this programmer doesn't even have a recipe in that. Well, hold on. I don't even know, but whatever. Request, result, different things, right? However, if I take that out and then put this crafting one in, I get the right one. But if I swap it, I get the wrong one again. And if I swap it again, it's still the wrong one. But if I take this out and put it in, it's a right one again. My mind is blown. Anyways, point is I have what I want now. All that should go together into, once I get a chest. Well, it's funny how quickly my inventory goes from being okay to not okay. I'm also apparently out of chests. Anyways, putting all that together, we get the logistics request table. This is the magical do everything block in logistics pipes. So let's have it magically do everything. It also apparently renders as a wrong block in world. Logistics pipes, you got some bugs. Anyways, logistics pipes, you got some bugs. So let's connect our pipes here. I don't know why that's red. It shouldn't be red. It should be green. Hey, now it's green. All right, so we put our request table down, and this is basically our, AE2 crafting table, right? We have a crafting table here, a temporary inventory, and all our linked items. Of course, we have no linked items right now because we're not linked to our chests. So next up, let's link it to our chest. Now, there are 2 types of main transport pipes, unrouted and basic. Unrouted pipes are, yeah, I get it. There's a bug rendering a block. Anyways, unrouted pipes are like, they can only be used, am I going to get that message every time I place a block? They can only be used to connect pipes to other pipes, not at an intersection. So like these 2 blocks here, if I were to, continue on to our storage, are valid to use unrouted pipes. However, if this one here is, because it's a basic, or because it is an intersection, it has to be a basic pipe. Instead of dealing with that, I just actually use basic pipes everywhere because they have, this is 1/8 of a fine red alloy wire, or of a red alloy ingot per. So it's like, all right, fine. I'll suck it up and use the basic pipe everywhere just for convenience. Man, I was expecting this logistics pipe thing to be a fun, brief foray into like the logistics system. The 1.7 version of this mod was 100 times better. So the logistics chassis here, right? Here's a crafting recipe. I put it into our request table, and it knows that it's supposed to use this specific logistics programmer, but I have both of them in there because I need tier 2 chassis. It doesn't work. It tries to use the first one it finds. So if I put the Mark II one after the Mark I, it works because it finds this one first. But if I put it the other order, like, come on, logistics pipe, this is your own damn system. All right, whatever. So I need tier 2 chassis here because when I go to connect my pipes to my chests, at the point of connection, I need to have 2 modules in them. So, oh, now I need the other one to be first. No, I'm missing lapis. All right. So for each of these pipes that connect to a storage box, I want to put in it. You right-click with a wrench or your pipe controller to get into the UI. Ooh, pipe controller gives you a different UI. Maybe a pipe manager. Yeah, okay. Wait, I get 3 slots? 2 by default. I guess I get a bonus one. I'll take it. A pleasant surprise, and I'm all for pleasant surprises at this point. Anyways, into it you want to put the item sync and the provider module. These two together kind of make a storage bus of sorts. The item sync tells it you can put items into here. The provider module says you can take items out of here. So like this is the, you know, storage, the input half of a storage bus. This is the output half of a storage bus. Put them both in here. You can configure them if you like. If you like. The item sync module, you can say, you know, only item sync these items. The provider, you can say only provide these items. There's updated, or there's other types of item syncs, like there's a or dictionary item sync, polymorphic item sync, mod-based item sync. So this is like, you know, your only store items of certain or dictionaries, only store items from certain mods, only store enchantments. Only store existing items, yada, yada, yada. Likewise, on the provider, you can tell it to, here we go, to only, you know, always leave 1 stack of items, always leave 1 item per stack. But I'm just going to make a great big dumb inventory. Everything goes together. So everything is on normal. Anyways, now that I have those here, when I look in here, I should see items. In fact, all the contents of these 2 chests show up in my request table. And I can click here and click request, and it'll suck one of these items into here. Now, if I want to put it away, I put it in sort. And because I'm... Why is it not being sorted out? Do I have to put a... All right, let me do something about this. I think... you need one more step to make this sort. To basically, this is supposed to take items and put them into your chests, but it clearly doesn't work. Right, I remember now. Item sync modules behave slightly differently than the other modules. In like a provider module, if you leave it empty, it's, you know, leave empty for all. In item sync modules, it's not leave empty for all unless you hit default route yes. What that means is that if how do I describe default route? Default route is a different feature. It says items that don't have another home come here. And it basically means this is your lowest priority storage. That's opposed to if you use stuff like a, let's say a mod-based item sync module, right? Items belonging to that mod that you list will go into here first because you probably don't default route your mod-based item sync module. But anyways, because I'm just doing one big stupid storage box, I don't have to, like, I can just set default route for all of these. And that means I lose the ability to control priorities, but I really don't need priorities for now. So if I want to put stuff away now, I put it in the sort box. Now that is a little inconvenient, right? We wish sometimes you want to put away, like, you know, an inventory of items, and to put them away one by one into the sort box is going to take forever. Let's do something about that. To solve this problem, we have 2 module choices, either the extractor or the quicksort. I believe the difference is quicksort does not send to default routes, so we actually want extractor in this case. And the extractor module, I think it's also just faster. There used to be a Mark II extractor. Oh, there's an advanced extractor. But I guess I'm not allowed to chisel to it because it's like the advanced version. All right, fine. If we need the advanced one, I'll upgrade to it later. But we can put it in here. Oh boy. I think this, you can tell it what side of the inventory to extract from. Even though you're only connected on one side, you can extract out of any. But what it does is when you put items in here, it extracts them. Please. There we go. We're going to need the Mark II extractor module. This is a little slow, eh? Let's try this with our... Oh wait, I didn't actually craft the advanced extractor. I just flashed it onto the drive. Alright, so let's craft one of these. Where's my module? Extractor module. So this button is the pull missing items for craft, and this button is pull items for one. So I think I'm not missing any items. I have to put that in the first of my logistics programmers. And now we have a advanced extractor module. We'll be using a lot of these. Oh, you can just right click them in to install. Cool. And then that will pull items out faster. Please? Pretty please? The cherry on top? Do I have to configure it? So this one's on me for not reading the documentation. The game even gives me this book, which is, by the way, awful for documentation. If you don't know logistics pipes from 1.7, this book tells you literally nothing. But since I do, I get to learn from the book. What it tells me is that in order to improve the behavior of our extractor, what I want to do is first I have to put a module upgrade into our chassis that requires. Well, I can just right click it in or use the pipe controller to put that in. Then, when I open the pipe with a wrench or a pipe manager, there's two new slots here. I can put upgrades in here. So action speed and apparently I'm not allowed to put item stack extraction upgrades. Can be applied to crafting and provider pipes. Providers, not extractors, apparently. Okay, then I guess that's the only one I can apply to there. Never mind, it's the item extraction upgrade, not the item stack extraction upgrade. Changes everything. The tooltip doesn't actually tell you what they do, so you're kind of left guessing. But it at least tells you what can go in it. So if you just search like advanced extractor. Oh, nope, that doesn't even work. I thought I was in tooltip search mode. Tooltip enabled. Okay, never mind, that doesn't work. Whatever. I eventually figured out you can put item extraction upgrades in here. It causes this to extract more. There we go. It's, extract more items at a time. Couple other changes I made. Each chassis here only likes connecting to a single inventory. So if you have inventories on both sides of the chassis, they'll only expose the items in one inventory of their choice. I don't know how they choose which one. So basically each chassis should connect to one inventory. I also upgraded all our things to gold chests for more slots. I think eventually I'll upgrade them to modular storages because these can hold up to 300 items per slot, and they're not that much more expensive. They're a bit more, but whatever. It's a significant upgrade over the 81, I think, items per chest. So yeah, let's see. That's that. We can now use this entire system as a large unified inventory. Let's test it out more or less. What's something we can craft with iron and redstone? Here, let's make something useful. LV motors. Oopsies. So if you do this, you can import the recipe like so. Hit this button to request 10. We are missing iron rods. All right, let's craft some iron rods real quick. So I can, instead of requesting for recipes, I can just click this. So iron ingots, this is give me however many stacks. Click request, it'll pull 2 stacks of it. 1, 2, and then I just run these over to the lathe. Eventually we can hook it up to the lathe such that it knows, if I want iron rods, whatever, to send these to the lathe. But for now, we'll do it by hand. All right, so I crafted some rods in the lathe. If I put the rods in here and hit this button, I get the same error. These 3 pluses ignore items in its inventory while looking for while pulling. This item or this button does not. This will say give me items for 1 craft, including what's in my inventory already. So that it counted these. However, if I put these away first, then I can hit this button. Just kidding. First, I have to wait for those items to be sorted before they are visible. Remember, this isn't like an AE system where items are magically energized. They're actually moved through pipes. So now if I hit this button, Missing 1 iron rod. There we go. It pulls results in for 10 and click for 10. So because items physically have to move through the pipes to do stuff, it is good to keep your request table, basically keep your entire system somewhat compact. There are item speed upgrades, I believe. Let's see. Oh boy. I'm like 90% sure something. Yeah, here, item speed upgrade. But the way they work is that they only accelerate the item, and at least, but previously they only accelerated the item until the next junction. So you ended up having like to use 50,000 item speed upgrades to see meaningful benefits. So most of the time I don't bother with them. And I just deal with the fact that items traveling through pipes takes time. Anyways, here we have it, our unified inventory. It's not perfect. Logistics Pipes has its, I don't want to call it flaws because I think that's not giving it enough credit, but has its quirks. And those are quirks I'll have to learn to live with. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today and then some. So let's wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.